Good morning. This morning, I'm joined by the wonderful Onyx Coale, who's all the way over in Florida. Thank you so much for joining us crazy Aussies down under.
I love you crazy Aussies from down under. Spent a lot of time in Australia. Great people, great country.
Now, we're here to talk about something that came across my sphere of influence about 7 weeks ago and has subsequently had this incredible ripple effect through my world. Like, I was not looking for anything else to add to my life, to be candid. I already thought I had it sorted. And my healing, 7 years in, I had felt like I'd already done the work, right? And so there was nothing really that could get even more out of what I was experiencing until I came across this product. But I just want to sort of rewind a little bit, and we will go into the newest technology in stem cell therapy, but I just want to talk about you for a minute. Like, what did you do before this? How did you get involved in this?
So like you, it was a fluke. It's network marketing. I have been in network marketing in the past, but to be honest, most of my life I ran from network marketing. I wanted nothing to do with that stuff. And I remember even when I lived in New Zealand, people were trying to get me to sign up in network marketing. I was like, no, I want nothing to do with it. And I went to Australia when I lived in New Zealand. I saw Anthony Robbins. I was in my mid to late 20s, and he's talking about residual income. And I'm like, how's a girl like me going to earn residual income? And I'm running from network marketing, where if you get the right company, you get residual income. So finally, fast forward years later, I said yes to a network marketing company. We took the company to $1 billion in sales in the first 3.5 years. I made $17 million in 7 years, which was really cool. But which is even more cool was I helped 50 people in my organization become millionaires. So network marketing is real. I then sold my business, retired, and wasn't expecting to come back to the space. I had 2 acres on the ocean in Key Largo, and a girlfriend of mine from California called me and she said, have you heard about this little patch called the X39? And I said, no. She said, do you know what photobiomodulation is? I said, yes. She's like, I knew you would know what that is. I said, Kathy, I have a red light bed in my house. She's like, you do? I said, of course I do. Photobiomodulation is a big deal. She's like, well, I can show you how to do it in this little bitty patch. I'm like, a round Band-Aid is going to do photobiomodulation. So as it turned out, I said yes. And the company's got more than 120 patents. It's got more than 80 scientific studies. And last month we did $30 million in sales. This thing is real, and it's changing people's lives, and it's affordable. So of course I said yes. Of course I said yes.
It kind of came across, my friend said, I have to see you, I'm going away. And she knows how passionate I am about changing lives in the health and wellness space, because, when I was really sick, and I was really, really sick, I didn't know where to go. And I didn't have a lot of solutions to redeem my health. So I had to do a really slow crawl out of a black hole with severe postnatal depression and anxiety, to the point where I was kind of having hallucinations. Like it was hell. It was my version of hell. And I remember catching up with this friend, and she's standing in this cafe because she'd had a knee injury and it was really holding her back. Like she was not able to garden. She couldn't bend down anymore. And she was an avid gardener, has the most incredible garden. And standing in this cafe, in the middle of the cafe, like kicking her leg out like this. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I'm like, come on, tell me more. And she's sitting there and she's got this little order form kind of in a plastic sleeve, just like I do, just on the side of the thing, just enough for me to kind of want to sort of look over. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then she talked about network marketing. I'm like, no, I'm not, just first of all, my energy just went, no, I'm totally not interested. And she said, look, you can just try the product. You don't have to do any of the stuff. And then it sort of turns out that it's more cost effective to actually buy that distributor for $25. And then you can't help. Like I popped it on, and I was a bit dubious, right? I've got over 4,000 products in my clinic, which I can use at the disposal of me to help heal. But the one thing that really, really, really got my attention was obviously my friend's testimony. And then another friend who had chronic sciatica popped one on Boxing Day, hasn't had sciatica since. Now, these are people I know, love, and trust, right? So they're not some dude on the internet that could be getting paid. And the testimonies have just gone from strength to strength. Like I'm flabbergasted. My stepdad saying, look, I've had to hold paper out to my full arm's length because my eyesight, and now he can read with it 10 centimeters away from his face. So it's giving
and
people.
Did you say you've only been using this for 7 weeks?
He had been on it for 5 days.
Yes. So imagine, I've been here and using this amazing product now for 3.5 years. So imagine where you're going to be in 3.5 years, because the compounding effect of this product is astounding. It's astounding.
I've noticed, like, it's like I've had Botox.
Like
somebody, I woke up one morning and the little line that I used to get here when I would wake up, it's gone. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And then I had a little sunspot here, which is gone. The other thing that I'm noticing is just like sharp mental clarity, like a real focus, and just an abundance of energy. And my sleep, I'm remembering my dreams again. So that's kind of, that's telling me that, and my gums aren't bleeding anymore. So these are things that I've noticed in a very short span of time. And I'm sort of curious. I'm like, well, I'm going to keep doing it, because somebody I think might have even been you said, look, just pop it on, give it at least 1 month for each decade of your life. And I was like, well, mate, I'm going to wear this thing for 6 months, because I was reading the other clinical study about the heart reversing the vascular age. So could you refresh my memory to that clinical study?
I don't even remember what the study is, but yes, the heart reverses in age, and so does the brain.
Yes,
so
the brain.
He's done scientific studies on the brain as well. And so everybody walking on this planet needs to wear this little brown band-aid, this little round band-aid, and it's really unimpressive. I mean, it's a little circle. It's an unimpressive little circle that will change your life, and nothing passes through the skin. It's crazy. I mean, it's like, wow, it's the most amazing technology, because you activate your own stem cells. You're not injecting stem cells from outside of the body. So it's amazing what the body can do to heal itself. And so what you've talked about in 7 weeks, you're going to hear more and more of that.
Yeah. And so my stepdad decided to pop some on a fella that had cystic fibrosis and had one collapsed lung. And he was explaining that he hadn't had the opportunity to sort of finish a sentence, because obviously he didn't have the lung capacity. And within a week, he'd rung my stepdad and said, I can finish a sentence. What are these, what are these voodoo stickers, right? And so I guess photomodulation, like, how do we describe that to people?
It's basically a big word for light therapy.
Yeah.
When we stand in the sunlight sends a frequency to the skin that says make vitamin D.
Yes.
This patch is made out of organic crystals that David grows. David's the CEO, the founder, and the inventor. He grows them in his lab. He then infuses them with a frequency. When you put this patch on, it sends a frequency to the skin that says elevate GHK copper peptide. Now, when I got here, I didn't know what that was. So I Googled it. And what I found is it's the holy grail of anti-aging. It resets 3,000 to 4,000 of your genes to a younger, more youthful state, and it activates your body's own stem cells. So if you want to learn more about it, just write down this website, startx39.com, and you can have a shallow dive or you can have a deep dive. The patent is there. The bunch of the scientific studies are there. You can learn how to wear this product. You wear it for 12 hours on, take it off, grow it away, rest and rejuvenate for 12 hours, and then put a new patch on the following day. So I tell everybody, put it next to your toothbrush. When you brush your teeth in the morning, put the patch on. Any spot will do. When you brush your teeth at night, take it off, throw it away, and the next morning you put a new patch on. And the changes, I'm not saying you're going to feel anything, but exactly like you've experienced, what happens is people start to notice the absence of things.
Yeah.
And for me, like you, I immediately noticed I was sleeping better, but I didn't have any pain in my body, so I wasn't dealing with pain. Then what I noticed was the age spot on my face in 3 weeks was 75% smaller, 75% lighter. My hair, I go in every 2 weeks to get my hair cut now. She's like, you got to go away. I said, I'm trying to have a short haircut. I said to my daughter just 20 minutes ago, I need to go get my hair cut again. Mom, I said, it just keeps growing. It's not short. I'm trying to keep a short haircut. It's hard to do. And then like you, I have one of those fancy periodontal dentists that maps the pockets in your mouth. And so I have my map from before I started wearing X39. After I wore X39 for 1 year, I went into that fancy periodontal dentist. He starts mapping the pockets of my gums, the pockets of my gums. And he says to me, Onyx, I said, yeah. He said, what's going on? I said, why? He said, because 75% of your pockets are gone. And he said, has your dental hygiene changed? I said, no, sir, I'm sorry, it is not. He said, this doesn't make any sense. That's not what happens. As we get older, the gums get worse, not better. After 2 years of wearing X39, 12 hours on, 12 hours on, off, I went in. He opened my mouth. The first thing he said was, wow. I said, what's that mean? He said, these are completely healthy gums.
Wow.
Now, I don't know any product on the market that will help repair and allow the body to repair itself, to heal my body healed its own gums. My body's stem cells knew that that's where I needed, that was a weak zone, and that's where I needed some work. And so I didn't feel my gums healing. I didn't feel the H spot going away. I don't feel my hair growing. I notice that I'm sleeping better because, like you, I remember my dreams, and I remember my dreams 3 and 4 days later now. It's like, whoa, it's intense. It's really, really cool. Yeah. So I didn't necessarily feel anything, but when I take vitamin C, I don't feel anything either. But this unimpressive little patch will change your life. Yeah. It'll change your life if you give it a chance.
Yeah. And I think, so I remember seeing a few videos from David Schmidt. So he's the inventor. I mean, obviously you're not him, so you can't share his story, but I guess I'd be curious to understand, like, from you, because you know him. So how did he start, and why did he choose a network marketing vehicle?
I asked him that too. So he was working for the government originally, and he was helping the government try and deal with the men that were in submarines, and they were taking a lot of like Coca-Cola and energy drinks and stuff to stay awake. So he was trying to help them with better ways, founded this technology, and began studying. And this company is like 19 years old, but this patch is about 3.5. It's almost, I guess, just over 4 years old, because I've been here for 3.5 years. It took David 10 years of research and development, $4.5 million to bring this to market. It started in January of 2019. X39 did. So the company was 16 years old. In the 16 years previous, before X39, they had done basically $20 million annually. So in 2019, this January, this was launched, X39. I joined in July of 19. We finished the year at $70 million. Through the pandemic, we finished at $140 million. 2021, we finished at $280 million. And I don't have the numbers yet for 2022, but my guess is we're right around $340 million. We're legally open in about 75 countries. And this patch, the X39, makes up 80% of corporate total sales. So this is the bomb. It's amazing. It's unimpressive patch is absolutely amazing. So David Schmidt himself is very amazing. The first time that I met him, I looked at him, I said, you're getting downloads. And he just looked at me, because he'd never met me before. Who is this blonde and what is she on about, right? And so I looked at him, I said, you're getting downloads. This is a gift from God. And I like to describe him as a man with 1 foot in the spiritual world and 1 foot in the scientific world. And he loves science. He loves doing, scientific studies. It jazzes him all up, but I've heard him now since talk about his process on where this come from. And he's getting downloads. He's getting into the collective and pulling downloads. And so it's fascinating who he is and what this is. And it really is this really unimpressive patch. But
when you look at it, you just think it's literally just a band-aid. Like it doesn't look, yeah. But I've been, I've done some pretty woo-woo things in my career. And I guess I've gotten to that point where I'm like, I don't need to understand anything. I don't need to understand. But I will say that when Misha first brought this to me, I had so much love and respect in my heart for her. And I thought, if she's talking to me about this is something that she feels passionate about, then I'm going to at least have a look at it. Because, that's what friends do, right? Without judgment. And then I felt into it. And I think I ended up kind of being around for a 5-hour event, was on the Saturday and so I just watched this 5-hour event, which was ridiculous. But I was like, hang on a minute. I'm a certified, I'm a functional nutritional therapy practitioner. What I say and suggest,
People listen to.
People do listen to. So I am an authority in that, in the wellness space. I do have a podcast, obviously, which is why you're on this today.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that what I'm sharing with people is the real deal. So I had to kind of go down that rabbit hole in order to, get a real feel for this. And then I thought, well, I'm going to start it on my nearest and dearest. So my husband had some chronic lower back stuff going on. And it was really, really, really affecting him, to be honest. Like he was getting down about it. He's like, come on, I'm 47. I need to be able to function. We've got 2 young kids. We had children very late in life, and I want to be vital. Like that's my goal. I want to be able to kick a ball with them around, or, be out behind them on the push bike. And so Ray popped this patch on, and within sort of the first day, his pain went from an 8 to a 4.
Wow.
And I was like,
right.
Okay, this is the real deal. Wow. Like I don't have pain.
This little circle band-aid. Wow. Right.
I know. And I think the fascinating thing at the moment, like it depends on the conversion because everything's in US dollars, but it works out for less than a cappuccino a day.
Correct.
So like
that's money you've ever spent.
Well, I was actually going to say, to be honest, an almond decaf cap that I drink are like $6.50. So it's actually cheaper. And I'm like, and I'm resetting my stem cells. I think I'll go without the coffee from now on. Okay. So the patents, like what do they cover? Just the X39 or some of the other products?
No, he's got other products as well. And of course, this is an inventor. So he's in the lab and he's doing stuff beyond this, but that's not what he's bringing to market. I mean, he's got all kinds of cool stuff, but I just showed a drone that he's using with the Red Cross, and he's a cool guy. He's like Tony Stark. He really is. He's like Tony Stark. That's the way I describe him. So,
I love it.
He's great. He's great. But this is amazing. And, you will change your life, and you'll change the lives of your friends and family. And in this world today, I think so many of us are looking for better health. I believe we're going into a recession, and I don't think we're just going into a USA recession. I think we're going into a global recession. And so while I myself ran my whole life from network marketing, I never wanted to have anything to do with it. I was afraid of it because of my friends and family. And I'm like, they don't pay my mortgage. Yeah. They don't know anything. Why am I letting somebody else make a decision for me? And so obviously I figured out this is real. Network marketing is a real way. And one of the things that I learned is that more people in the United States, more women that make $100,000 a year or more, they do it in network marketing than any other industry. You know why? Us girls are really good at network marketing because we're collaborators. We like to work together. And so in network marketing, you don't make money unless you help other people make money. It's totally different than traditional business where you've got to walk on top of somebody else. No, in network marketing, you're sharing your secrets that make your success so that they can be a success, and they can be a success, and they can be a success because you get a little piece of everybody that's part of your business. So it's a huge opportunity. It's a huge way to change your health. And if you want to change your wealth as well, that's fantastic. And then, of course, this organization, this group is a most amazing group of people. I have a global group of people that are interested in seeing other people succeed, not just themselves. So I think we also, after COVID, after everything we've all walked through, having a community of like-minded people is so valuable, so valuable. So to me, you get everything here, but that's just me. And you get to activate your own stem cells. I mean, what more could you want?
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. I loved, as a clinician, one of the things that we're constantly working on is glutathione. And I didn't even know that this was part of the option because X39 was purely my focus at the time because I really liked the technology that I looked at in that space. But I must say the glutathione, I was interested in because I have a genetic mutation called MTFHR. Now, most people actually, to be honest, it used to be 2 in 4 were the statistics. Now it's actually half. So 50% of us have MTFHR mutation, which kind of means that we just are not able to methylate. So what that means is those detoxification pathways in the liver. And what really interested me about this is I've taken liquid glutathione. I've had sort of broccoli sprouts to really activate that pathway. And we're just assaulted in so many areas of our life. Like we're assaulted in the water that we drink, in the chemicals in the air, the food that we eat, the products that we put on our skin, the hair products, the stuff that we put on our face, like the teeth, the toothpaste, like everything is off-gassing or trying to harm our liver function more so than ever in the history of humanity. And we're struggling with this, which is why a lot of us have inflammatory conditions, and why a lot of us are just feeling kind of tired, and why a lot of us aren't sleeping because of, you know, there's EMF assault, etc. And I know with my condition, with the history of autoimmune, glutathione plays a big role in this. So again, this is a secondary patch that I've started popping on. And you've got some tools to play with, but the X39 really is the hero. So I'm just wearing one
Correct.
today on the back of my
Correct.
neck.
And mine's on my belly button, or I would show you that one.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
and I would tell everyone, when you get started in this product, I would use exclusively X39 for at least 90 days so that you know the product is working and what it's doing. The second thing I will tell you is the X39 elevates your glutathione levels 30%. The glutathione patch increases your glutathione levels 300%.
Wow.
But again, I tell everybody, X39 is where you want to start. Personally, I never leave X39. This is the only thing that I ever use. This is plenty for me. But if you want to do more like you're doing, that's fine. But in the beginning, I want you all to see that it works, what it's doing for you, so that you're able to say, okay, great, this makes sense. You know, like you said, I'm sleeping better, or my pain's gone, or I'm completing sentences now. I mean, you're going to see some amazing things. But everybody asks me the same question, Onyx, what's it going to do for me? And I tell everyone the same thing. I don't know. The reason I don't know is that I have my own black box in my body, and my body knows what my body needs. So my black box sends my stem cells to my weakest link. It's different than your black box, and it's different than your black box. And so each one of us is going to respond differently. This is your body healing itself. This patch doesn't cure, heal, treat, or mitigate anything. It simply gives your body the ingredients that it needs so that your body can heal itself. So you'll experiencing some amazing things. I have a lot of people tell me, of course, energy and sleep and skin and pain reduction and hair growth and age spots gone. And then the other thing I hear about is well-being. A lot of people talk about how I feel like my old self again, Onyx. I feel happy again. And I always make a joke, you know, imagine a world where all the women are happy. Can you imagine how the men are going to feel?
Where do I sign?
Where do I sign? Exactly. My wife needs some of those, and I might need some too. And I love Steve Merritt when he always makes a joke about, you know, if you've got a husband or a wife at home, you don't want to just put this on for yourself, because you'll end up not hobbling around the house while your partner is hobbling around the house. It's not so nice. So I encourage you, if you've got a partner at home, you want to put them both on. Both of my children wear the X39 as well. My littlest one, she finds that she sleeps amazingly well on the X39. My middle one has had anxiety around going to the bathroom since she was probably 14. And so she couldn't sit on a school bus that was 40 minutes to school. She'd be like, Mom, what if I have to go to the bathroom? What if I have to go to the bathroom? If you get on an airplane, Mom, the plane's taking off. I might have to go to the bathroom. If she's sitting in and going to do an exam, Mom, I'm not able to get up and go to the bathroom. After using the X39 for 3 weeks, we went to California for a trip. And those of you who've been to California, all you do in California is sit in traffic. So you're in like traffic for 2 hours, no matter where you're going. At the end of the 1 week long trip, she said, Mom, I said, what? She said, did you notice? I said, what? She said, I didn't have any anxiety at all. It's gone. Then she came to my house, maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, she starts going like this. And I'm like, Sierra, what are you doing? She's like, look at my eyelashes, Mom. They've grown like crazy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, they have. Because again, her black box is noticing something completely different than what my black box needs. So the only way you're going to know what this product is going to do for you is to actually put it on. I tell everybody, you just want to wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off, any spot will do, and drink water. And the cool thing is, corporate offers a money-back guarantee. Yeah. I mean, this is like a risk-free trial. So they give you a 30-day money-back guarantee if you come in as a brand partner, and they give you a 90-day money-back guarantee if you come in as a customer. So it's really a risk-free trial. So I tell everyone, are you kidding? Get in here, and it's very affordable. Like you said, it's less than a cup of coffee.
And that's the Australian AUD conversion. As the dollar drops during the recession, it'll get even cheaper.
Probably.
The thing that really strikes me about the people in this business, I really want to sort of talk more about sort of the caliber of people that I've found that it's attracted. Yeah. These are people that have done some pretty impressive stuff in their career, and actually weren't looking for other things. These people were very happy doing what they were doing. And I've just noticed this camaraderie, the support. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed is even, colleagues that I've seen taking the product, using the product, they've like come alive.
Yep.
Like they've actually just come alive in themselves. Like it's just this, I don't know, I can't even explain it. You just don't sort of, you can't grasp it. And I'm not making any claims because obviously we're not allowed to do this, but I can only share what I've seen, observed personally, what I've experienced personally. I mean, the other thing is, Onyx, you're in the other side of the world. You're a busy woman. If you've just made $17 million on another company, I'm sure there's plenty of things, honey, that you could be doing this morning instead of chatting to this Aussie on a Sunday night. I think it is over there, right? But I just emailed you and you said straight up, yeah, no problem. And I was like, where else do I get to a person like, so, if we were to look at this in a corporate hierarchy, I'm a new employee that's theoretically come into a business for 6 weeks. Who am I? I'm the tea lady, right? Or the mail lady. Yeah. And then I'm being able to have a chat with you, which is technically, the senior presidential director of the company that's been here 3.5 years. And you're spending an hour with me. And I just think that's really different to just normal business.
It's a corporate job. Correct. Yeah. And it's exactly what I said at the beginning. In network marketing, people want to see you succeed. It's like, what was I from all these years? This is absolutely ridiculous. People want to see me succeed. And I've been out here slogging it out in the professional world where I got to step over people, and I don't want to step over people. I want to help other people succeed. So that's the beautiful thing about network marketing. But with this product, you guys don't want to do network marketing. Don't do the network marketing. Just come and enjoy the product. Use it as a customer. Fine, no problem. What you're going to find is you're not going to be able to keep your mouth shut because everybody is interested in stem cells. And when you say affordable stem cells, which it's less than a cup of coffee, and you're not injecting something from a foreign body into your own body. I mean, I wear these I do hot yoga. I love Bikram hot yoga. It's one of my obsessions. I do it pretty much every day. It doesn't matter where I am in the world. If I'm in Barcelona, I'm doing hot yoga. If I'm in Rhode Island, I'm doing hot yoga. It doesn't matter. And I wear these in the hot yoga studio. And every day somebody's asking me, what is that? That's a stem cell activation patch. What? Where do I get that? And I immediately send them startx39.com and they send me back a note and say, okay, I want to buy some. Okay, fine. And I send them an order form and bang, I'm building business. So the neat thing about this business is this is like a little round sticker. If you can peel the back off of this little sticker and put it on somebody else, you can build yourself a business. It's really that simple.
Why do you think people are afraid of it? Like, why do you think people are afraid of network marketing?
They're afraid of something they know nothing about. It's like we've been programmed by strangers to be afraid of this. And there's nothing wrong with this business model. In the United States, I think network marketing is worth $30 billion annually. It's a huge business. It's a huge business. Globally, I think, I'm guessing, but I think the number is around 225 billion globally is what network marketing is worth. So this product, there's nothing else in the market like it. You cannot get it at a grocery store. You cannot get it any place else. You've got to get it from a brand partner. It's the only place you can get it. And it's different than other network marketing companies because a lot of them are, whatever, they're oils or they're, shampoo or skincare products. And you can get a lot of the same ingredients at other places. This is very, very different. So it's a beautiful product. It's affordable. It'll change your life. If you want to build a business, there's a whole business system here. We're actively building the business. We're actively promoting the business. You all can plug in all the way from Australia and build yourself a huge business. I've been here for 3.5 years, and I have multiple people that are already earning more than $1 million plus in this business in LifeWave with X39. So it's up to you. You want to earn a little extra money? You want to earn 4 figures or 5 figures or 6 figures or 7 figures? It's here. If you just want to enjoy the product, it's here. If you want to be part of a community, come join, be part of a community. Whatever you like, we'd love to have you around. And I'd love to see you activate your stem cells and those of your friends and family because we all need it today.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. This pandemic has shown us, I think so much about just fear, the fear of, getting unwell and the fear of, something affecting our health that is out of our control. And I think the one thing that I've really taken from that is, how do we feel empowered? Like, what tools do we have in our kit? Whether it's vitamin C, whether or not it's a stem cell patch, like, how do we leave the house standing up straight with the total confidence that, hey, God's got it. And that I've got it because I'm doing the right things. Now, this does not mean, let me just say, I don't believe that you can pop this patch on and keep smashing 16 KFC buckets each day and, a case of beer, and, like, your lifestyle has to change.
You can do all of that, and it will probably still affect you, but long term, we all know that that everybody needs to upgrade. But I even when we're talking about girls that want to lose weight, I always say, listen, you don't need to set yourself up to go to the gym and do cardio for an hour. As soon as you feel well enough to go for a small walk,
you're going to do it
on the path. And it starts out with a 5-minute walk, and it moves to a 20-minute walk, and then you're like, I'm ready to go to the gym. And so it's a little increments at a time. And I think that's how you bring lifestyle back into your life. It's not, oh, okay, I'm not gonna blah blah blah. Most people can't cold turkey. It's a little bit of time, but when you start to feel better, you do better. When you know more, you do more. So it's one step at a time.
And so what do you see next for the vision? What's your vision for your future, I guess, or within the business model? I mean,
so I believe that this product, X39, we're going to drive this company to $1 billion company. Now, the last time I did this, did it with the same group of people, because I just got them to say yes about 6 months ago. I had to build a whole system to get them to say yes. And a system is important because you can't be a success and I can't be a success unless we know how to build the business. And so there's a whole system that's already set up, that's all free, to teach people how to build the business. So they came in, and then I said, okay, I've built a rocket ship. They're like, what? I said, I've built a whole rocket ship. Now, we did $1 billion in sales in the last 3.5 years in the last company we did. Now, the reason I tell you that is because in a network marketing business, when you do $1 billion in sales annually, that means the company pays out $600 million to regular people like you and me. So the last time I did this, the United States of America was going into a recession. And the people that were on the business path that we were on, in that network marketing company that did $1 billion in 3.5 years, we did not experience any recession. This time, we've got a much better product, and we're legally open in 75 countries, and we're going into a global recession. So it's my belief that with the X39, you're going to watch, we're going to become $1 billion company. Lives are going to be changed, not only with the power of the product and their health, but financially lives are going to be changed. I was in Europe in October, and what the people in Germany were telling me was, Onyx, it is so bad that the cost of oil or gas in order to heat our apartments is $800 a month. We're literally going to be burning our furniture in order to stay warm this winter. So that's how bad people are needing you to come to them with an opportunity. And this is it. It's affordable. Everybody wants it. It's duplicatable. You all can build a big business. And as I said, in 3.5 years, look what's already been created. We did $30 million last month in sales. So you can see where this is going. It'll just keep multiplying.
Yeah, it's definitely got an energy of its own. And it hasn't, I mean, I've done a few different network marketing products in the past because I've believed in the product. And a lot of them have been quite game changing, but I've always sort of struggled to get people to say yes, even though you'll say, look, these are the experiences that I'm having. But the minute I kind of have just said, hey, because I don't know about you, but I'm really noticing that it doesn't matter where I go, people are very open. I mean, it might just be me, maybe, but you can have a testimony to this, but most people have a pain or something going on, and they're always sharing it with others, like, how are you going? Oh, I really got a sore knee, or I've got a sore this, or, I'm kind of going through a bit of stuff at the moment. And I just feel like that's everywhere right now. And it doesn't matter where I go. I'm like, have you heard of stem cell therapy? And then I just send them the www.startx39.com. And then I say, give me a call if it sounds like it's of interest. And most people are straight back to me, like within
incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know, it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. And, not everybody is ready to do my nutrition program for in 12, for the 12-month duration and really transform that side of their lifestyle. But this is a bit of a stepping stone that I see, to get people to feel better and to start to understand, okay, this is how my body should feel. So what are some of the foundational principles that I can start to incorporate into my life so that I can feel like this for the rest of my days?
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Well, I just
little step.
Yeah, definitely. Not everybody's ready to make their own chicken broth, right? But
that's okay.
I just want to honor you and say thank you, because I just think what you've created as a system. I mean, I'm a bit of a systems junkie. I know the power of a system. I've worked with some phenomenal people that have created some beautiful systems that have just really flowed, and your system flows. It's really simple to understand. You've got all of the everything there. Like, to be honest, I haven't had to sort of think. All the resources are there, and everyone's so helpful, and all my stupid questions are getting answered really quickly. So I just want to honor you for creating that, because I think it takes a certain person to really recognize, hey, this is the platform. I'm going to hold you, and I'm going to help you get wherever you want, whether or not it's an extra $100 or an extra $100,000 or an extra $1 million. That'd be nice.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
Residual.
Yes,
Residual. It's incredible. It's really incredible. Well, thank you. Thank you. This is for all of us. I know what's possible in this industry. I know what's possible with this product. And so it's just a question of you all deciding if it's what you want. Because I learned a long time ago, network marketing is not an entitlement. And I do not drag the horses up the hill. You know why? I used to drag the horses up the hill. I'd get to the top of the hill. I'd be like, okay, we're here. We made it. Drink water. And the horses would look at me and say, I'm not drinking any water. And I'm like, why did I drag you all the way up the hill? This is stupid. So I've learned in network marketing, you got to want to. So it's not an entitlement program. You got to want to do the business. But if you can peel the back of the sticker off, you can build yourself a really big business. And, I don't, you're going to have a ball. It is so much fun.
It is fun.
Exactly like you said, in 7 weeks, look at the testimonials you've gotten. In 7 weeks, imagine where I am at 3.5 years. I mean, I have thousands and thousands of people that have sent me notes saying, thank you. You've changed my life.
Yes.
You changed my life, and that's because one girlfriend in California called me to say, have you heard of X39? No. Do you know what photobiomodulation is? Yes. And I decided to say yes to this business because I knew the power of photobiomodulation. I had no idea this unimpressive patch could do what it could do, but oh my gosh, has it done some amazing things.
So good. So if this has your curiosity and you want to find out a little bit more, check out www.startx39.com, and you can either send me an email, sally@holdinghandswellness.com.au, or message me on Facebook, Sally Ann Kearns, and just say, stem cell patches, and I can send you through the order form, or at least help you navigate like what is the best and most cost-effective package for your goals and outcomes, and on how to get started, and just have fun with it, right? Like, you've got a 90-day money back guarantee if you go retail, or you've got a 30-day money back guarantee. So I don't know. I don't go in and buy magnesium off the shelf of my health food store. And if he says it doesn't work, you can have your $50 back. It doesn't work like that. So this is kind of, it's fun.
A no-brainer. This is a total no-brainer. I mean, it's like, wow. But the reason they do that, you know why? Less than 1% of people ask for their money back, because the product works.
Yes.
The product works. So all you got to do is put it on. You got to put it on. It won't work if you leave it in the package. But if you take it out of the package, put it next to your toothbrush, put it on in the morning, take it off at night, throw it away, put a new patch on the following day, and watch your life change.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you for spending time with me on a Sunday evening. I really appreciate it. And you'll be hearing more from me. Thanks.
Yay. Yay, yay, yay.
Cool.